Alright guys, so this video is definitely going to start a little different. So I went out to go fishing just to, just to fish. I wasn't really planning on filming, but I brought my camera anyway. So turns out I'd rolled up on a big school of shad, and it was definitely an eventful day. So without any further ado, check it out, guys. Got it. Yes, sir. First cast in the new spot. And we got us a little striper. There we go. All right. So this place was a pain to get to, but even though he's a little guy, it's still number one for the day. There we go. That right there is off of the 3.3 inch Rage paddle tail from KVD or Strike, whatever. Strike King. There's another one. There's a whole school of big shad right here. And these guys are just stacked up. There's another one. Well guys, welcome to Jam Outdoors. Today I guess we're doing this. See if we can get another one. There's that old Strike King. These guys are super active. Massive school of shad right here. Another one. Oh, come on. Dang it. Had another one, he let go. These are the days when fishing gets fun, guys. So what I'm doing right now is I'm throwing a 3.3 inch paddle tail swim bait from Strike King on a 1/8 ounce jig head from Strike King, the baby version. So the hook is pretty small, and I like to go as small as possible in the wintertime because a lot of times you really got to let the fish take it. They're not as aggressive. So I find that typically the smaller the hook, usually the less missed hookups I have. Usually I get more hits, well, not more hits, but usually my hookup ratio is way higher because of that smaller hook. So yeah, that's what I'm running right now on some 8-pound fluorocarbon on the little spinning rig. And I'm just chucking, making little fan casts and casting over trees. So really hoping to catch a fish on this one. Ooh. Oh, I got hit twice. Yes, sir. I got hit twice and I couldn't really feel him because he was up in the tree. Come on. I know I'm like the perfect size. And I'm literally swimming through a school of shad right now and they don't even care. They're just like, quit bumping into me. Oh, either got hit again or it's time for a new swim bait. It's time for a new swim bait. So, I'll show you all exactly how I rig them up. So the Rage Tail Rage Swimmer is what I'm using in the 3.25, not the 3.3 inch. And rigging this is pretty simple. Again, one of the things you want to check pretty often, just in case you do get a random big one, is you want to check your line, make sure you don't have any nicks on it. But you just take your jig head, run through the top of the lure, and then you just stick it on out, shove it up onto the jig head, and boom, just like that. Pretty plain and simple, but it catches fish, man. It catches fish. Swimming through that school of shad again. That's where I want to be. Right there. Hoping that there's some fish over there that want some of this fake shad action. All I'm trying to do is fish the outside of this school of fish, because I know that there's predatory fish on the outside of the school. So if I act as a single shad, just trying to get into the school, they'll take advantage of the fact that I'm just a single shad, and they'll try to eat me. Oh, he come off again. So, a pro tip here is if you see me, I'm constantly swiping the rod to the right. That's not what you're supposed to do. So the hook is on top. So when the fish bites it, they're going to come from behind, typically, on these paddle tails, and they go like this. So if I swipe to the side, I'm just turning it and yanking it out of their mouth. Most of the time, you're supposed to just set the hook straight up, so when you pull the string up, it goes up, and that hook gets set in the fish's mouth. I can see the striper right there, although I doubt that I'll get his attention because he's way past. But got it. And even though these are some small guys, striper fight so freaking hard. It is ridiculous. All right. And so why they fight so hard, if you can see, they got big side fins. They've got massive, huge, super tall, thick fins, so they're able to move a lot of water really fast. The main reason is they're a river fish. And so they need those larger fins to help fight the current and stay where they want to be. Well, typically they're a river fish. They live in rivers and lakes, but they like currents. And so they need those big fins to help them in the current. Ooh. Come on now. The fish opened its mouth right as I took the hook. Where in the world is my lure at? I don't know that I'm gonna get that back. It's up in them trees. Oh, he broke me off. That's what he did. All right. And that, my friend, is why you need to retie. I didn't feel any nicks, but I knew that I had caught a good bit of fish on that one tie. But that is exactly what happens when you don't retie. I watched him eat it. I knew he had it. I set the hook and badwink, just cut it. So I'm gonna go ahead and try a spinnerbait right quick. It mimics the same thing. So. Alright, so I've got this Booyah. I want to say this is like a 3/16 ounce, but I've got another Rage swimmer on there, and I've got these blades on here. This is a spinnerbait, and give it a few strikes and see what happens. That was a good strike too, but it is what it is. It happens. I don't know if any are going to be interested enough in my spinnerbait. We're going to see. Oh, and that school of shad is moving down to where I want to go, I think. Yep, I'm just swimming through that school of shad right now. I feel a bunch of twitches, and it's just the shad that my lure's running into. They might just be wanting just that swim bait. Ooh. This is fun, guys. This is fun. Oh, I got a striper following me up. He quit. Let's see if I can. Interesting. Come on, come on, come on. He stayed interested for a while. He just wouldn't commit. Makes me wonder if I need to go ahead and get off of this thing and get back onto them swim baits, because boy oh boy, even though these guys are small, man, they are still a freaking blast to catch. And see, he had me, you know, he was over here as if I was just a single shad hanging out by myself. And that's what they want. They want an easy meal, you know, just like, you know, hey, wouldn't it be nice if you never had to cook? Someone just cooked for you all the time? It's the same concept, you know? Freaking, these guys, they want an easy meal. They don't want to have to fight too hard for it, especially being the fact that it's cold. They don't want to exert a whole lot of energy. Although it is warmer right now than it's been. So I think today is going to be a really nice day of fishing. It's the first day of getting nice sun, getting really warm after a nice cold front down into the low 20s, like 20 even. Like this morning it was 20 degrees. So, oh, we got a striper following it. Ah, he quit. He followed and followed and followed, and then he was like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. So I'm thinking the move is going to be the swim bait. These guys are definitely going to prefer it. It's not as in their face and loud. Now, a bigger fish might just choke this thing down, but these littler guys, they're a little bit more hesitant, which usually isn't the case. Usually the big fish are the ones that are real sketchy because they're older, they have more knowledge, and they've been caught before, so they know about things. But usually the younger ones, the small ones, they're just like, oh, it's a fish, and they just try to eat it. I mean, I'm gonna hold the camera over it, but I doubt y'all will be able to see all the shad. All this right here, all this dark, that's all a giant school of shad. A huge school of shad, probably in the thousands. And they've got them all the way from this big to that big in there. And I mean, you got a few stragglers that are off over here, but beforehand, when I wanted to pick up the camera, like right here, that's all just solid shad. But let's move on down that way just a little bit, and let's see what we can make shake. All right, guys, so y'all can probably see it a little bit better here. All this is a giant school of shad, and like right there is a little pot of striper that are tearing them up. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the camera up here, and maybe we'll get lucky enough that y'all might be able to see a couple of the strikes or something. But we are tied back on with a 3.25 Rage Strike King. We're going to fish the school of shad and tear them up. And here, there's that school of shad. back where I was just at. Hopefully y'all can see them. And I didn't get the camera turned on soon enough, but there was a game fish that was chasing some up. So let's get down this freaking thing and let's get after them. All right, we're back down here. Alrighty. And so, one thing that I have learned when fishing is sometimes the orientation of the lure makes a huge difference. So, whether or not I'm fishing going from this way to this way, or going from this way to that way, can change whether or not you're going to get bit. So, maybe just the orientation in which I'm presenting my lure, and that might have been why I wasn't getting hit over there. But we're going to see if we can change that here. Ah, finally. Whew. It had been a while without a bite. I was looking at a bigger guy who was right next to this guy. All right, buddy. So, even though he's a little dingster, he choked that freaking swim bait. Here you go. Little tiny guy. Checking my line for any abrasions. This time I don't care. Once I hit 3 fish, I'm retying. Unless I catch a decent one. If I catch a decent one, it don't matter. Retying. Alrighty, boys and gals, so that's gonna be it for today. Got out there, and I mean, the day started, I wasn't even really planning on catching anything. I just was walking down and I was gonna try to catch one fish to try to post on Instagram right quick, and then I was gonna go back to editing videos. But as you saw, freaking, I was walking down, and then all of a sudden there's this giant school of shad, and I'm like, I can't not fish this. I ended up catching what, 5 or 6 striper. You know, none of them were great size, but they were still fun to catch. I had that one that broke off on me. I missed, I think, 3 or so. I missed quite a few. But I still had a great time. I really appreciate y'all watching. You know, if y'all think I earned it, go ahead and click that like button. Subscribe, guys. Let's get up to 1K. You know, if y'all have anything that y'all would like to see me do, comment it down below. You know, I'm more than willing to check out y'all's ideas, and I really appreciate it when y'all chime in and y'all tell me what y'all want me to do. You know, y'all guys enjoy and get out there and make some memories, guys.